Beauty has always come at a cost. But what if that cost was your health, your freedom, or even your life? Would you still do it? Here are the top 10 most disturbing beauty trends from history. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be thanking your lucky stars you weren't born in another era. Before I talk about these bizarre, dangerous, and downright horrifying trends, make sure to smash the subscribe button if you love history videos. I upload a new one every week, and you won't want to miss the next. Let's dive in. 1. Lead-based makeup in ancient Rome. Ever heard the phrase, drop-dead gorgeous? Well, in ancient Rome, it was literally true. Both men and women slathered their faces with a white paste made from lead. Yep, you heard that right. Lead. This paste, called ceruse, made their faces ghostly white. It was the hottest trend in Rome. But here's the scary part. It was super toxic. It caused hair loss, rotting teeth, and eventually, death from lead poisoning. Talk about a killer look. But here's where it gets really weird. As people started losing their hair and teeth from the lead, those features became fashionable too. People would pluck their hairlines to make them higher and blacken their teeth on purpose. Imagine that. Looking poisoned was the height of fashion. 2. Foot binding in China. Okay, brace yourselves for this one. For over 1,000 years in China, tiny feet were all the rage for women. But we're not talking about naturally small feet. Nope, we're talking about painfully crushed and deformed feet. Little girls, some as young as 4, would have their feet brutally bound to stop them from growing. They'd break the toes, fold them under, and wrap them super tight. The goal? Feet no longer than 4 inches. They called them lotus feet, but there was nothing flowery about this practice. But wait, it gets worse. This wasn't just a beauty trend. It was a way to control women. A woman with bound feet couldn't walk properly or work outside the home. She was basically trapped. And get this, men thought this was attractive. 3. Arsenic eating for pale skin. Imagine eating poison to look pretty. Sounds crazy, right? Well, that's exactly what some Victorian women did. They ate arsenic to make their skin super pale. Why? Because back then, being pale meant you were rich and didn't have to work outside. These women would pop arsenic pills or drink arsenic tonics like they were vitamins. Sure, it made their skin ghostly white, but it was also slowly killing them. Talk about dying for beauty. But here's the kicker. It wasn't just about looking good. Having pale skin was like showing off a designer bag today. It screamed, "Look at me, I'm loaded!" Crazy how far people would go to look rich, huh? This horrific practice lasted for centuries. It only stopped in the early 1900s when people finally realized how messed up it was. 4. Tapeworm diet. Alright, get ready for this one. It's pretty gross. In the early 1900s, some people came up with a crazy idea for losing weight: swallowing tapeworms. That's right, people would intentionally eat tapeworm eggs. The idea was that the tapeworms would grow inside them and eat their food, helping them lose weight without dieting. Gross, right? But it gets worse. Tapeworms can cause all sorts of nasty problems: stomach pain, weakness, and even seizures. Some people even died from it. All this just to fit into a smaller dress size. The craziest part? You could buy sanitized tapeworms in pretty little pills, as if a clean tapeworm is any better than a dirty one. 5. Belladonna eye drops. Ever heard the saying, "The eyes are the window to the soul"? Well, in Renaissance Italy, women took this way too seriously. They would put drops made from a poisonous plant called belladonna in their eyes. Why? Because it made their pupils huge, giving them a wide-eyed, innocent look. Men thought this was super attractive. The name belladonna even means beautiful woman in Italian. But here's the catch. Belladonna is super toxic. These eye drops could cause blurred vision, headaches, and even blindness. Imagine risking your eyesight just to look cute for a date. 6. Radioactive beauty products. Okay, picture this. It's the early 1900s and scientists have just discovered radioactivity. Everyone thinks it's a miracle cure for everything. So what do people do? They start putting it in beauty products, of course. There were face creams, powders, and even toothpaste with radioactive ingredients. People thought it would make their skin glow. Well, it did make them glow, with radiation burns. One popular product was a radioactive energy drink called Radithor. It promised to cure everything from wrinkles to bedroom problems. One guy loved it so much he drank 1,400 bottles and then died from radiation poisoning. Yikes. It took until the 1930s for people to realize that maybe, just maybe, rubbing radioactive stuff on your face wasn't a great idea. 7. Black teeth. In feudal Japan, blackened teeth were a sign of beauty and marital status. The practice, known as ohaguro, involved painting the teeth with a mixture of iron filings, vinegar, and tannin. This tradition was popular among married women, aristocrats, and samurai. While black teeth were seen as a mark of beauty and refinement, the process was not pleasant. The mixture used to blacken the teeth had a foul taste and smell. Additionally, the iron and vinegar combination could lead to tooth decay and gum disease. Despite the discomfort and dental issues, the practice persisted for centuries as a cultural standard of beauty. 8. Corsets. The hourglass figure has been a coveted beauty standard for centuries, and corsets were the primary tool to achieve this look. Starting in the 16th century and peaking in the Victorian era, women wore tightly laced corsets to cinch their waists, sometimes reducing their waistlines to a mere 16 inches. Corsets were made of stiff materials like whalebone and metal, and when laced tightly, they could compress the internal organs, restrict breathing, and cause fainting. Long-term use led to deformed rib cages, respiratory problems, and digestive issues. Some women even suffered from broken ribs. Despite the obvious health risks, corsets remained a fashion staple, symbolizing femininity and societal status. 9. Mercury for skin. Lightening. Throughout history, people have used some pretty crazy stuff to lighten their skin. But mercury? That takes the cake. From ancient China to Elizabeth I's England, people slathered mercury all over their faces to look paler. Queen Elizabeth was famous for her white face makeup, but it probably helped kill her too. Even in recent times, mercury was used in skin-lightening creams. It was especially popular among people with darker skin, showing how messed up beauty standards can be. The worst part? Mercury is super toxic. It can cause kidney problems, memory loss, and even death. All this, just to have lighter skin. Talk about a high price for beauty. 10. Lead-based hair dye in ancient Rome. We're heading back to ancient Rome for this spot. Remember how they loved their lead face makeup? Well, they didn't stop there. They used lead to dye their hair too. Both men and women would use this dye to make their hair dark. They made it by soaking lead shavings in wine or vinegar. Effective? Yes. Safe? Absolutely not. Using this dye could lead to all sorts of problems: brain damage, infertility, and eventually death. All for a good hair day. But here's the thing. In Rome, your looks could make or break your social life. So many people felt they had no choice but to use these dangerous dyes. It's a reminder of how powerful peer pressure can be. Now that you know about the most disturbing beauty trends from history and how bizarre and dangerous they were, you should watch this video about the top 10 most powerful women in history.